all that looks good. I just have a couple of concerns. One, the opener is we haven't even identified what we want to open. I mean, we've gone, is it going to be RV park, retreats? What is our plans for Oakdale? I mean, are we looking to preserve and finish the historic part and then move on to
this is what we'll do on the plan on the page.
How will that decide what? Is that
Well, he works at the behest of the council, at the request of the council. That's the things we need to give him, that information. I mean, we've been operating this now, Chris, for almost a year. If we haven't come to an understanding, and I thought we had, that we were going to operate Oakdale as is.
Right.
That we weren't going to change basically the function of Oakdale into anything other than what it has been, and that's basically a meeting, campground,
Correct.
and pool.
But when we start talking, and I agree, when we start talking about the new additional 5 acres, the last thing I've seen was the last master plan that was developed, which just was nothing but an RV site, or there was no, I mean, that's all it was. Go through nothing else, no recreation or entertainment, and so that's. But you're saying that's not even in consideration until we.
When we had the meeting last Saturday, he covered that pretty extensively, and what he felt that we needed to do. I didn't understand any agreement on it, and misunderstanding from any other council members that we would just a well-fed, it's all water paths, and so that we could use it to the
Why
maximum
don't you
extent.
fix the existing sites first?
Because the existing sites, it would bring in more capital to us quicker and show more activity if we do the new sites. Because we don't have 50 amps power in the old sites, we have problems with electrical in the old sites, what's there, it's small, and everything else. We're a tourist destination, and that's what we're aiming for. If we're going to bring in groups, then they demand the larger sites, they demand when we bring in a group of 50 people or so, they demand the larger amps, and we can generate more income quicker. Whatever we do in that part, it's going to be a long-term basis. It's not something we're going to do the whole thing at once. So I think the intent, that was what he was going to work out for us and show us how we can do this, what it would approximately cost, what kind of monies it would generate in order we could have those monies so we can use them to redo the rest of the park, and at what stages we need to do the rest of the park. So we're not just wandering around.
Well, if we don't have an overall plan, how do we know we want to develop those 5 acres in large RV settings then?
And that's one of the things that.
That's my concern.
I mean, it's a topic that's been brought to us several times, and we understand that. And that's probably one of my concerns is the fact that when we purchased Oakdale, I mean, the initial intent was to restore, rehabilitate, I guess, Oakdale. So, I mean, we're not in the, I didn't think that we were in a rush to start generating money. I knew when we purchased Oakdale, we were talking 3 or 4 years before we started getting any kind of capital off of it, or, but I thought the intent was to build and increase our revenue with the original Oakdale, and then once the revenue increased, then continue on to the newer edition and establish that area. And just real quick,
It may have been what we had talked about, but this is where you take this. Just gentleman is the head of TACO, which is the Texas Recreational Association.
Yeah.
He's all over the state. He's well qualified to advise us what is the best first step. And I don't think we don't want to take what monies we have, which is not a whole lot left out of the bond issue, and not spend it wisely.
Right.
And I think, and we've been doing this now, like I say, for over a year, because we were going to buy the facility last summer. And unless we get a professional advice in doing this, then we're gonna be here next year doing the same thing. We're gonna lose the momentum we have in the park with people that have want to come back and use the park.